but it's
Well, we could do it another way.
We should be live. Holy crap.
Okay.
Wow, guys. This has been interesting. So my internet doesn't seem to like streaming during the day. It likes streaming at 6 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. at night. That's about it.
Maybe it's because it's the holidays. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because it's the holidays. It just it keeps thinking that it's
Well, my problem is that I'm paying for a gig internet and I'm getting about 400 meg since I moved to this property, and I've kicked off multiple times at Virgin, and they basically tell me that I can't do anything because I'm on the maximum package and the maximum speed for the area. So I've just swapped to a completely different one, and I should be getting 1.5 gig in about a week and a half and be back to normal.
Who did you swap to out of interest?
EE.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout because they're through BT. And BT are who I use. They tried to pull the same shit with me.
They said, than
tried to pull the same shit with me. One of the internet companies. I was like, yeah, no worries. Well, I mean, either you go and speak to BT and get me to a direct to premises internet connection, or I'll leave and go to BT and get a direct to internet premises connection. And so that's what I did.
So, right, so we reset, delete the other two, reset, take three. Take 3.
Hang on, which?
You're on, by the way. Oh, no, is it still? Yeah, it's on. We're on.
Looks like it's behaving itself now.
It's being good.
For the moment.
It might be.
Just in case anyone was wondering, we did test all of this out extensively before we started. Extensively.
No, we didn't. You just couldn't be VRssed to do any of it. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now.
Yeah.
It says what it does on the tin, like, you know.
I can't. Blimey. So I've literally got to keep Discord on top of everything, otherwise we don't get a picture. Can hear you but can't see you. Oh, dang it.
Oh, there we go. Pictures on now, just as she typed it. Thank you.
And you've got another live stream. I see. I see.
It's been a struggle.
Do a podcast, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
It was merely a suggestion.
That guy's fault.
That guy down there. Just blame the portrait. Setting it up.
Just blame the portrait. All right.
Now maybe why you were saying, oh yeah, no, Ripper's definitely the man for hosting.
Oh yeah,
I'm the clue. I'm a clue what I'm doing.
I guarantee you would have had the same instance, and I would have too.
I've gone off on a whole tangent to make these fun intros and the awesome, I don't know, animations like this one. Look, you can't probably see because it's not on the screen properly. There you go. That. Hey.
Wow, that's awesome. I wish I could see that.
Animating, guys, over the last 24 hours. Didn't set up the podcast properly. Brilliant, huh?
That is an impressive thing that you just did there.
The thing is, like, this is part of the reason why the only editing that I've done is when I've been doing it for the tips and tricks videos and various other videos and bits and pieces. And this is part of the reason why a mate of mine and his clothing company, I took him on board and started doing videos for him, because I was like, well, I want to kind of stretch my editing muscles just doing gameplay, and just doing, you know, what I want to do all the time isn't going to give me something that I'm kind of forced to do and paid, not great, but paid to do. Yeah. And then it allowed me to, you know, expand what I do in editing, and then things that I've learned within the advertisement space, I've then brought across to my YouTube and vice versa. So what I'm saying is, this is great for you, Ripper. Don't worry about it.
No, this is
great. All of those hours of work. It is funny though. I'm glad you said it took me about 2 hours to come up with this. So, yep, sounds about right. you get like a little earwig of an idea, and it's like, oh yeah, that would look great. Right, now I've got to put it on screen. That doesn't quite look right. Now I've got to tinker with it. And by the time you finished and got it somewhere like what you like, it's 2 hours later, and it's something that's seen for about 5 seconds. So,
get a PC, they said. Join
This is
the
what I
PC
get with my
club, they
shorts.
said.
It's like 30 seconds. How long do you think it takes me to put 30 seconds worth of short together? About 6 hours. It's ridiculous. What a
Get on
stupid
PC,
economy.
boys. It'll be
Wish I
easier.
was
Just
better
get
at
a
editing.
PC. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. Everything will be great. Just get on PC, boys. It'll be no problem. Easy, easy as pie. It'll be. You
I
know what I
thought
mean?
you were
It's great.
saying poised, but you're saying poised, aren't
Yeah.
you? No, don't get on PC. Fuck PC. Fuck PC. Quest. That's where you want to be. So
In
yeah.
Death Unchained. In Death Unchained, my brother.
Okay. So what was the actual criteria of what we're supposed to be
Okay.
talking about as far as the game is
The way.
concerned? What did you have envisaged for this? Let's
Okay.
establish the ground rules, boys.
Okay, so I would say the ground rule for this. I've already got a sort of sequence
Tell
in
you
mind.
what, I'll do in Death Unchained in a minute. Poise, go.
Say that again.
I
Say that
said
again.
poise, go.
Okay,
And
so
then
the
I'll
game
copy
be
what
doing.
you do.
Okay, so the game I'll be talking about today is actually a bit different from the stuff that I usually play on my channel, which is all psychopathic violence and carnage and chaos. It's actually a survival horror, but was bloody unique, and it came from a flat screen indie game. So the game I'm talking about is called Endoparasitic. Now, I know that Silver knows a bit about this. Ripper, not sure if you know much about this game itself,
I've
but
only
it was
seen you play a little bit of that body
okay.
crawling.
Oh, it's unique in the instance for everybody at home. So it was originally a top-down game that was made by a YouTuber much like ourselves called Mrs. I can't remember specifically. I've got him. I'm subscribed to the guy, but anyway, he created a flat screen game called Endoparasitic. He's also made the sequel, which is Endoparasitic 2. Now, the premise of this is that you were a scientist, you have been dismembered, you have no legs, you've had your arm ripped off, and you are literally quarterizing yourself and trying to drag yourself across a lab on a moon base. And the entire time you have to dodge the abnormalities from the virus that you've helped create, because you are not a good guy in this story. You are actually the mad scientist
Oh,
that
I like it
created
already.
Yes, I thought you might. And you find all this out from environmental storytelling and scripts that you find on computers, which are audio voiced, by the way. They're voiced as well. So it's really good to have. The gameplay of it is very simplistic. Now, when it came to the top-down version, you had a lot more view. You could see a whole 180 around you, 360, whichever one. You could see in all directions, but it was still shadowed out to a certain range. So you had a field of view that was in a circle, but you couldn't see further than that. So you had to move within to it, and you went off hearing. The sound was important. In VR, however, this is multiplied tenfold because you cannot see behind you. You are literally dragging yourself across the floor by using it will go with semi-gorilla mechanics, okay? Because the gravity is not super light on this, but it's enough for you to be able to move yourself around and out of the way of these monsters to a certain extent. I say a certain extent lightly because these things can move, and if you in other I'm having a moment here, it's just nostalgia of it. So you have weapons in this, you're not defenseless. You can find a revolver that can hold 6 shots, or is it 8? It's either 6 or 8 shots. I think it's probably 6, knowing me. But you have to reload the gun using your mouth, and the way they've worked the mechanics of that into VR is astounding. Now, on the top-down version, it was a point and click, right? You were using your mouse, you had to drag the bullet to the chamber and drop it in and keep doing that until it did, and then click the gun, right? In VR, you have to flick the gun to the side, grab the bullet out of your wrist, and drag it while holding the A button with the controller and move it to the barrel and then to the chamber and then let go, right? And you have to do this usually while under pressure. You also end up finding out that you need to count how many rounds you're killing the enemies with. So I realized that at one point, this is a spoiler for anybody who wants to end up playing the game.
Stop. No spoilers.
4 shots will take down a standard monster. Well, I'll leave that there because there's much worse that I have not even fathomed myself yet.
Just a second. So
Yeah.
basically, A is open and close mouth mechanic. Is that what was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And
That's awesome.
while you're doing that, you also have to take into consideration the maps are very well designed in the instance of it's all a puzzle. So not only do you have to sort of ration your ammunition, find safe locations, listen out for directional stuff, you also have to figure out how you can get around certain enemies, because later on in the game it gets much, much harder. And I've only seen it from the top-down version of the game, and that looked nightmarish in itself. If I ever ask anyone to watch it, check out Markiplier's video on it. The guy actually did pretty impressive, and damn, freaked me the hell out. And I was just watching the guy play it, but then I got into it myself. I have never felt so much dread. I played the Alien game and I didn't even feel any fear whatsoever. Right? Horror games don't phase
Which
me.
one? Which one?
No, the Rogue Incursion.
That's not a horror game.
It's not a horror game, right?
Not a
But
horror game.
when it comes
If
to
you'd have
this,
said Isolation, I'd have been
oh
like,
no, I
"Oh,
played
really?"
Isolation. No, Isolation had me because I ran down a corridor once and it just dropped out of the vent, and I was trapped between the block door and the vent. And yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Isolation back on the PlayStation, just quickly. Isolation back on the PlayStation. I never knew that my PlayStation VR camera's microphone was picking up my noise and pumping it to the Alien. So there's me fucking slurping on my tea or chatting to the missus and getting fucking pounced on. And it's like, this is bullshit. How do you know I'm in this locker? Turns
yeah.
out the microphone on the camera works in that game, and that was fucking brilliant. So from
So
that point onwards, I had to slurp my tea very quietly. Anyway,
yeah,
carry on.
but the sense of atmosphere that game has, considering the low poly visual of it, is beyond measure. I felt absolute dread the moment I loaded back into the game after coming out of it, and I've never felt dread like that in a while. But this isn't just the end of it for this game. So not only are you a dismembered person who is dragging yourself across the floor and also using a pistol and a shotgun and other weapons that you find later on in the game, and being very methodical with it. But during all this, you've also got a parasite that's working its way up your inner torso, up to your brain to kill you slowly. It's slowly working its way up. So you're on a time crunch. You can't just sit there and figure it out. You have real pressure to actually find a way of getting through. Now, to subside this, you actually use these injectors that you find to not get rid of the parasite, but drag it back down. Now, in the flat screen version, you had a bar, right, that showed the parasite working its way up to your brain. In the VR version, you look down. It's on your chest. You are seeing it crawl up to you.
See it getting up
Yeah,
higher.
it is
Oh, that's
So
inside
is it
your
on the
body.
outside, or is it like an
uh,
X-ray view?
it looks like in a low poly visual, I'll put it as you're a white body with a red line going up to your neck, and that's as far
Yeah.
as you can see. And that parasite is basically being seen slowly crawling up there to your head.
Nice.
The atmosphere of having that and the monsters and then the puzzles that you have to figure out a way of through some of these areas. Yeah, no, the enemies are versatile. They're not just standard zombies. You get some terrifying things that freaking teleport later on, and I'm not going to get into that. You also have other ones that work off sound. So if they hear you even move or clack your arm or whatever, or load a gun, they're going to reach out for you. They can't move, but they'll reach for you, and they're fast. So these
How
are just
good
the
is the
small things.
How good is
Say
the
that again.
AI? How good is the AI?
The AI is basic. It
Hmm.
does what it does what it says on the tin. If it's meant to chase you when it hears you, it'll chase you. If it's meant to hear you but not move, it will do that. If it's meant to teleport to your location, and I'm going off basics here. So you're looking at, you can't get them. The tracking's good. They won't get stuck on a wall. I'll give you. I'll tell you that for nothing. But
Mhm.
thankfully, the AI, when they're not facing you and they don't know you're there, is dumb, and I'm glad of it.
As it should
I'm
be.
glad
Yeah,
of
no, as it should
it.
be.
I'm glad of it.
Because
But
then
yeah,
that actually promotes stealth play, which I'd imagine
yes.
is part and parcel of
Oh,
that. So,
sounds
there's
good.
a
just
few.
not to
Sounds
stop
good.
you, you can carry on. But
I'm pretty much
VR
done now. That
gamers
was it.
asked us a question. We
That's
will
cool.
get to you.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
bear with.
Yes,
So,
yes. I was,
we,
I was gonna
I
cut
have
in
read
as
the
well.
question, and I will put all of these lot in their tracks in a minute, and we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah,
So
boys,
yeah,
please
that
continue.
Endoparasitic. Have a look at
Mm.
it, check it out. It's a flat screen game and it's a VR game on standalone. If you want to have a look for a good horror survival game that really puts you on edge, check that out.
Sounds good. I'm gonna check it out myself, boys. That sounds really, really
To
fun
be
and could be a
fair,
good one to
me and
stream.
you haven't played it, so maybe that could be our first fucking VR library book club
Hell yeah.
game thing.
Yeah,
I don't-
there
And
you go.
then
I'm-
Boys
Talk
has
about our
already played it,
experience
which
next
is
time.
it's always going to be the case, isn't it? Is one of us is going to have played whatever it is
Yeah.
that we suggest. There's not going to be many games out there between the three of us that we haven't played. Shall we just quickly go around and answer VR Gamer Official's question?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Oh, I was buying time to think of mine. You go, Ripper. You haven't said anything for ages.
Sorry, what was the question?
The question is,
oh, sorry.
what's favourite game you've all played this year?
Oh.
Yours,
you
know
got
mine.
any poise? Do you got any ideas?
I mean, I can say mine, and I think Poise might agree with me. So far this year, I got given the dev actually reached out to me. The game called Among Giants, and that one has been really impressive.
Yes.
Massive scope of a game, and another one of these single man devs. Now, I think this might be his first project, and that kind of shows. But he obviously knows what he's doing, but then the scope of the game is quite huge. So there's some elements that are lacking. But having said that, it is literally, for anyone who's played Shadow of the Colossus, it is Shadow of the Colossus
Beautiful.
in VR. And that's the be all and end all of it.
Yeah.
The traversal's really good. The moving around is really good. You can summon a horse and ride on it and shoot your bow from that. My only concern, as always in VR, is that he's got the bow button on fucking grip. It's trigger. Now that we have this podcast, if we get anybody watching that's making a fucking VR archery game, you use fine motor skills for. Don't ham fist grab arrow.
I totally agree, mate. Totally
But
agree.
anyway.
Doing archery in real life, mate. Yeah, that is one of my
Yeah, well, no,
gripes too.
exactly. You use your fingers. It's a fine motor skill. But I'd say, Among Giants. When I first looked at that game, and again, maybe Poise will be the same. Now, I'm no graphics tart. You know, if the FPS is solid and the gameplay is amazing, if I'm a fucking circle chasing around squares in a box, I will be very happy. But and looking at this game, it doesn't, like, straight from the outset look all that visually impressive. But that's A, so that it can actually fucking work on the Quest, and B, he's gone for a very specific art style, as he told me in the email, where he's a big fan of games like Another World, if we remember that. And Flashback,
that's
and
quite good.
it's very much the Another
back.
World. It's very much the Another World. So everything's like quite polygony on purpose. But then obviously, you know, that allows a game of that magnitude, because the map is fucking huge. And one of the most impressive things about it, there's no loading screens.
No.
So you can literally cross from one end of the map to the other, which even on horseback would probably take you about 20 minutes. And then there's certain places that you can't. You can't unless you know, and it's got the whole grapple system. The grappling it's a little bit more than other games that I've played. Other ones, like other games, Titan Isle is a good example of this, where you just literally point your hand, press a button, and a line comes out, and then that's your grapple. This is a little bit better than that, but, you know, simple and works really well. So I'd say, for me, it'll be Among Giants, and a really, really good, really impressive looking and coming on game.
Totally
A ways to go yet, I think. But
I gave
really
my
good.
husband a copy of it.
Oh, there you go. As Poise will say as well, it's one of those games. It's by a solo dev, and it's got good bones. We like games with good bones. There's so many games out there at the moment where it's like, I don't know, man, just playing this game and picking it up. It's like, hang on, this is the same as the last 5 games that I've played. The art style, and it feels like a bit of an asset flip, and and the controls. I don't know. Some games, it's almost like you can feel the love that's been poured into them, and others, it feels very clinical and no love. Among Giants has love bucketed into it. But yeah, Among Giants VR, definitely check that one out if you are looking for something to play and you like Shadow of the Colossus.
Ripper, your turn now, buddy. You've got to come out with one.
Well, one that has taken me this year is no surprise, and that is a flat out 4 VR, to which I spent hundreds of pounds on a whole setup to actually drive for real with the gear shift and everything. That I'll be paying off for a couple of months, damn it. But it was worth it. It turned out to be worth it because now I've got a few other driving games and I absolutely love it. But I do keep going back to flat out VR. One, because it does have that old arcade feel of Burnout, and some of the sort of stunt modes, while they're not exactly the same as Burnout, you can sort of drive really fast, shoot your character out of the car and like crash into stuff and cause as much damage as possible and things like that. I just find really, really fun with the replayability, and it's got a local and multiplayer online mode, which I haven't been able to play online yet, but local means you can literally set a score on a race or a crash or an event and then take the headset off, pass it to your friend that's sat next to you, and then they try and beat it. And I think that is a really cool thing to implement into VR and VR gaming, especially with short races and stuff like that. The races are only like 4 or 5 minutes long, and then you pass it on to your friend while you have a break, get a drink, watch them do the race, and it gets everybody involved in the room. And I think that is a really fun way of doing it, as well as the online aspect. And then with over sort of 20 different maps to learn forwards, backwards, with all the shortcuts and the destruction and the thrill of it all, it just keeps me coming back over and over. And even on like days I'm supposed to be working, I'm sat there sort of thinking, I want to be driving, I want to be smashing into stuff and doing the
Looking forward to the standalone version.
mode and that.
Yeah, standalone should be good. How's the Destruction Derby mode on it? I remember that was I played the old flat out, and the Destruction Derby mode did kind of feel like it was tagged on a little bit, but that was, I don't think that was flat out 4. It might have been like 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, have you played the Destruction Derby mode? Or?
Yeah, that was one of the things I did the other day. That was something that was a little different because I got kind of caught up in all the racing and then the battle modes as well, because there is a weapons mode, which I couldn't do for the first week because I couldn't figure out to program it onto my steering wheel. But then the developers did an update, and then all of a sudden my steering wheel was programmable, and now I can use the weapons finally, because I know there was a bit of disadvantage with that, wasn't there, boys?
That bloody time he was going naked run on a driving game. It was like taking a pistol into Tarkov, you know what I mean? But he was doing it in flat out, which was
just
nuts.
Being able to race when everyone else was using like 4 different types of weapons all the time was ridiculous. But then I jumped in the Destruction Derby mode, and obviously it's like a battle royale where it's the last person running wins. And while it's not exactly Destruction Derby like, it is still high octane fun, lots of fast paced action, quick reactions, and yeah, I just keep coming back for more and more every day at the moment.
Yeah, the standalone thing, hopefully I'm assuming it will have crossplay. If they can pull it off,
so
if they can pull that off standalone, and again, going back to the whole give me a circle chasing triangles in a fucking rectangle and I'll be happy. It's flat out. If I can see the cars and I can distinguish the cars, for me, a racing game specifically is about that solid FPS. If you can get the solid FPS and you can get the feel, and then that in turn lends itself to the feel of the cars, then you've got a great VR driving game there. I see so many where it's like, the driving experience it looks beautiful, but the driving experience is crap, So if if you can kick the back end out and you can tear around those corners. I did like what you were saying about the glass being smashed and the door opening. I do hope that they implement. Yeah, why not?
I was going to say,
you should be able to punch the glass out. Like, the other thing as well is that once that door's open, can you smack it? Can it like be turned off by if you smack into something? No.
Yeah, if you smack into something, it will slam shut again and things. And,
But it
and the
can't be
wing
torn
mirrors,
off.
they're like the first things to break when you
Of
clip
course.
something, which is pretty
I mean,
cool.
that's the first thing that I'd want to do. I mean, if you can close the door, if it opens on its own, I'd want to open it straight away. It's straight into poise as he's trying to take me in. Have some of that, you prick. Bam!
Hey, nah,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
take
what,
my door.
Flat to VR have done so fucking well this year. They really have, and their future is looking very promising for a studio, especially Team Beef as well. Team Beef have been doing a lot behind the scenes when it comes to side quests and PC VR, sort of modifications to our classic VR games, well, classic flat screen games that have been turned to VR, like Wolfenstein, like Hexen, like Doom, Duke Nukem, all of the classics. Hell, I played Blood using their Quest Z Doom engine, which was amazing. But now, I mean, along the same lines as you and Flat Out and that, they brought out Wrath. That has been my game of this year so far until Postal 2 comes out, and then it'll be put to the sidelines for Postal 2. I will wait for the end of days for that to come out because I'm waiting to piss on a police officer.
I'll be
Sorry.
buying you that on as soon as it's released, mate. On day of release, it'll be in your library, pal.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
do that. I've been saving the pennies.
I'm not as much of a psychopath as you two. I don't feel the need to maim, murder, and kill everything I see in VR.
Oh,
You've had a good life,
maybe
mate.
I
You've
have
had a
more
good
of a
life.
refined palate than you guys. I don't
You
know.
do.
I don't
That's
know.
why we brought you along. We need some upper class echelon between us scummy gits.
Oh God, I'm the class. Shit.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
this is doomed to failure,
you're
then,
the
isn't it?
scummiest upper
I
class
did-
we can find.
One of the things I did want to, because you touched on it with your game, was like I love the work that Flat VR is doing. I love the work that Team Beef is doing, and any other studios out there that are bringing them. There's such a wealth out there that I'd like to think that they can easily bring over to VR. Oh, the pictures! Stop pressing buttons, Ripper.
Oh, wow, what's
Picture's
it doing?
gone. The picture's
Picture's
gone.
gone.
What's gone? No! Hang on.
Stop pressing buttons.
I'm
Did it
sorry.
time out or something?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was literally just checking the stream.
have you got like a dual screen setup, or have you just got the one screen?
Yeah, just the one screen. But as soon as I click off Discord, it sort of disappears in the background and our screen sort of stops.
If you had a dual screen, you might be able to put the Discord to one side and have it forward on that one. I don't know if you've got like a second monitor or whatnot.
Well, I'm on a 50-inch telly. But
Please
I
hit
could get
that
the
like
other
button.
telly in here, and I could have two, I suppose, and that would be interesting.
Hey, whilst you're at it, why not have three? Have three, and then you can have a dedicated television for me, and then a dedicated television for the Discord, and then Poise won't show his face. So we don't need a fourth. Don't need a
You all
fourth
can go ahead
television.
now and smash that like or dislike button and leave in the comments how we're really sucky at this. But yes, please. Thank you very much.
So yeah, I appreciate what everybody's doing as far as bringing flat screen games to VR games, but
They're
can't
bloody
they bring
impressive.
I want? Why can't they bring the games that I want? I'm hoping that a team will actually like sit back and look at the VR space and see what's lacking. If they could, like, I mean, you know, part and parcel of the problem is licensing, obviously here, but and I'm sure Poise will be all over this as well. But I would love to see some of the old X-wing versus TIE Fighter games made into VR.
Yeah.
I think they would be fucking amazing.
Could you imagine the classic Battlefronts in VR standalone? Imagine that. I'd love that. I'd
Yeah,
go
but see,
nuts over
I
that.
do. Don't get me wrong. I do like the old
No, I don't.
the old Battlefields.
Poise, you've been told to show your face.
No, I don't.
I do like the old Battlefields.
Trust me, you don't want to see that.
2142 was one of my favorite ones, even though I don't think it was that well received. But it was just because it was a little bit different. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Bad Company. I like the original ones. The new one I haven't even looked at really because I've done Battlefield to death. Forefront, so I suppose my point is we don't really need Battlefield in VR because we've already got it in the form of Forefront, but we haven't got, like, I was really hopeful that Star Wars Squadrons would get a standalone version, and I don't know why it didn't. Like, yeah, I'm sure the game is, you know, graphically taxing or what have you, but that was like, what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago now.
Hold on,
that
you guys meaning
almost-
to tell me that there's no Star Wars VR fucking fighter game at all on
There is.
even on
Standalone.
There's a
PC?
mod in
There
contractors.
are,
Oh,
there
it's
are,
standalone.
but I'm talking about. But then, so herein lies the problem: is a lot of the Starfighter games that are back there, they're not cooperative, or they're not multiplayer, or they haven't got the depth, or a combination of those factors. Whereas you go to something like X-wing versus Tie Fighter, you can set up. Or I never got to play them, but I was always fascinated with the options. You can set up multiplayer battles where it's like you can say like, oh well, our team will have 3 star destroyers and full complement of TIE fighters, and then we'll have a squadron of interceptors, squadron of bombers, and whatnot. You can have 2 blockade runners and a fucking calamari battleship. I can't remember.
Stop! I'm getting hard. Stop!
Yeah, I know, right? And then they've got theirs, and then you could jump into that, and you could pick what you wanted to be from there. I think you might have even been able to take command of capital ships as well. But it's like that level of depth where, like, you know, there's a points value set, and you're bringing, you know, the team discuss or decide what they want to bring in, and then like cooperative campaigns within that. I'm sure one of the X-wing or TIE fighter or X-wing versus TIE fighter would have had a cooperative in or some kind of mission system. But this is what I'm getting at, is that a lot of what we have in VR is, it always feels like it's lacking. Now, ultimately, it is a mobile phone on our. I'm talking about standalone here as well. It is ultimately a mobile phone on our face. So of course we're going to get mobile phone levels of
I
depth
think I've
in some
proven the fact. I
circumstances.
think I've proven the fact on my channel pretty much that mobile technology and mobile gaming has surpassed even the standard of consoles these days. So I think it's
Yes.
not too far of a stretch for Metacritic
No.
to pull their fucking finger out their arse and do some more with standalone, for fuck's sake.
No, and do you know what the funny thing is as well? Because I've like, for those of you, providing, I mean, we are going to carry on doing this whether people are listening or not, I
Oh
would
hell
imagine.
yeah! Oh
But
hell yeah!
one of, because I hear it a lot in the VR space as well, hitting that like, oh yeah, well, you know, if the game is good, you should buy it. If you like the game, you should support it. I don't spend over like 15-20 pound on a game in VR. And then you'll have a lot of, you know, from a standalone perspective, and you'll have a lot of people. Oh well, no, you're supposed to get the game on launch. You should be spending that amount of money. It
Not
would
these
cost you
days.
double that. It would cost you double that if you were to buy a standalone flat screen game. Not standalone flat, just a flat screen game or what have you. And my argument is like, well, yeah, but you're creating in essence the on a mobile phone platform. So you kind of got to keep to mobile phone prices. Like
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that came out recently
Well,
looks fantastic. I will pick it up at some point. 20 quid. That's about the limit of what I'm prepared to spend. Otherwise, I'll wait for a sale.
Red Dead
Simple as
Redemption
that.
on mobile apps is around £25, and that's with all the DLCs.
But yeah, that's everything.
Death Stranding, the director's cut, was also £35 at one point as well. But I'd happily pay that because it works. Do you understand? Do you know what I mean? It's like I've got the World
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Assassination that
But
takes
you've
up
also got
about 20 to
convenience.
30 gig.
You've got
But
convenience on a mobile phone as well.
yes,
But
exactly.
yeah, my high saluting point is that standalone games set your fucking prices right. There's a lot of
Yeah, it's not
games
wrong.
that come out and it's just, well, yeah, of course it failed. It's too fucking expensive. You know, it's the wrong environment to try and pitch a game at 40, 50, 60 quid, especially with the level of depth that some of them come with. You know, there's games that I've played
Yeah.
PC standalone that are 10, 15 quid. Void War that I play extensively flat screen wise, I must put about 300 hours in that, and paid $11.99. And I could probably put another 300 hours into it. You know,
That's one of the things I've found between sort of standalone VR games and Steam VR games, is that a lot of the Steam ones are a fraction of the price of the standalone games, even though they're exactly the same game, often been ported from Meta to the PC. And
Yeah.
it's like they're, 20 to 50% cheaper than Meta. And it's kind of like, Why? We pay even
Because
more
we
for the
charge the
PC
peasants
and
more.
everything. Why are we getting
Gouge 'em.
it cheaper?
Gouge 'em. So yeah, gouge. We're used to being gouged on standalone, but yeah, I said I thought I'd bring it up because I've seen over the past many people saying like, oh yeah, well they're not too expensive. The big comparison usually is, oh yeah, well the game costs less than a visit to the cinema. And it's like, well, a visit to the cinema isn't just £15 like entry now, is it? You got all the extras on top of that as well.
Yeah.
Something like the cinema, that can be, with the right film, a fucking life-changing experience.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
this is just fucking Tuesday where I'm buying a game. So I'm
You
comparing
just mixed in the Street Fighter comparison. For me, it was a Tuesday.
well, yeah. Oh, mate, well, I'm glad you got it. There's going to be plenty of those.
You may have
Yeah.
been playing those games and worked hard and thought you paid a decent price. You
For me, it
didn't.
was
But for
Sunday.
me, it was Sunday. No, but I see what you mean when it comes to these prices. Say, for example, a game that we've both sort of had a look at, which is Dixon Balls.
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and call it that. So we'll talk about that in another podcast at some point. But the price for that was in the £20 note. We got to try it, and it was below par, beyond
Not
below
really.
par, to the point of not worth that price. And it shouldn't be for early access. And if you're paying 20 odd pounds for something that's early access and not got solid bones from the get go, and that you find instant problems, refund it. Do yourself the favor. Don't give in to this sort of crap, because I've seen it happen more than once. And XR Games are one of the bloody culprits for that as well. And they're a bigger name. They're a bigger name in the space, which is really annoying.
Is
Not
XR the one
X-Real.
that did
X-Real.
XR
what
did
they do?
Hitman,
Hitman.
and Starship Troopers. Of
Oh,
which,
I was
yes,
going to say Starship Troopers.
the only one I'll give partial
Travesty,
merit
that.
to. The only one I'll give
Well,
partial merit to is that.
No, but that's fine. Starship Troopers it was an all right game.
It was
It
okay.
was very arcadey for what it was, but
Didn't touch it.
it tickled the right fancy. If you like Starship Troopers, again, it is one of those things. It's like there's so fewer games out there of the things that I love that I'll accept anything.
Yeah, we'll
Alien
eat it.
Rogue
We'll eat it.
Incursion Alien Rogue Incursion is quite a good example of that. Alien Rogue Incursion is a good game, but it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
I was looking at one of the posts that I put on my channel the other day. I had the meme of Vasquez doing the push-ups, and then
I remember that.
but anyway, yeah, it was hey, Alien Rogue Incursion, have you ever been mistaken for a full game? No, part 2 was the answer from Vasquez instead of no, have you? And
oh God, I got drunk on my
that
birthday
hasn't
and
aged
played
well,
that.
because I don't think there's going to be a fucking part 2 at this rate.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were still going to be working on that. Is that not happening now?
I don't know.
Not heard anything.
It feels
I wanna
like
look it
if
up,
they
but it'll make the
were
screen go
going
off.
to, they've missed the fucking boat now. But yeah, Alien Rogue Incursion could have been so much better. I hoped that Alien Rogue Incursion had the word rogue in it and would be a roguelike. I
Roguelike,
can't
yeah.
think of anything more terrifying than an Aliens game where you don't know what is round the next corner because it's been randomly generated and you've never fucking been there before.
The only thing randomly generated were the fucking aliens in that game. That was the only thing that was randomly
it had
generated.
like the equivalent of, like, I suppose, an AI director like the old Left 4 Dead did. And
Hey,
it did
you out of
work.
ammo? Tough shit.
Yeah, it did work, and it was good because you would find yourself having conflict in areas. Like I've played through that game 3 or 4 times now, and like there was one particular situation where I had a bit of a fucking cakewalk through the vents. Did all the mission within there and all the mission objectives, and I was like, God, that would have been fucking horrendous if things were tearing down those corridors chasing me. My third playthrough through, that's exactly what fucking happened. One came one end of the corridor, which I then dealt with. Then another one came the other end, and that was fucking terrifying. So that was good. That was great, but I don't know. A game like that screams. And again, I know people for some reason hate roguelikes, or not hate, but are sick of roguelikes and almost find it a lazy way to program a game. For me, who's played games to death, I can't think of anything worse than a game that I really like, really get into, start learning the systems and the mechanics for. And then when I go to replay, it's like, well, I'm just treading old ground. And then by the third time I come to replay, it's like, well, I know there's a guy around that corner. I know this is going to come here.
Predictability
I know this
boring.
is going to happen. That's going to happen. The other's going to happen. Oh, I can crank the difficulty up. Great. All the enemies are now bullet sponges. Or there's one or two more, you know? But this is why I've always loved roguelikes. You don't know what's coming around the next corner. Cosmo Dread is just
Beautiful game.
I mean, that's bordering now on your fucking squares, triangles, and circles running around a fucking derelict
Some of the
spaceship,
monsters look hilarious.
Oh, they look terrible, but it doesn't
Play-Doh
matter.
monsters, but it didn't matter.
But it doesn't matter. That thing. Oh, I won't spoil it, but yeah, at the end.
Oh God, yeah.
Particularly bad, I thought as well. But I think he's done something with it. It looks a bit better. But yeah, yeah, I love roguelike games. I always have, and I always will. And I think it comes from the fact that being old now and playing many games, I'm
During
sick
the
and tired.
war.
Sick, exactly. during the console war. But yeah, just getting into a game, really enjoying it, and then you go back to play it, and it's you're just retreading the same ground over and over again. And a game can be as amazing as you want, but yeah, just doing the same thing over and over again, and
Path of Neo.
knowing what's coming.
Path of Neo was that exact moment for me when it came to gaming. I played that game. Now it's a bit of an abstract one. If anybody's old enough to know what the bloody Matrix actually is, and not some term that Gen Zers use or whatever, but they brought out a game called Path of Neo, which was basically from Neo's point of view in the Matrix games. Now it was terrible when it came to certain aspects. The mechanics of it were wonky. The gunplay, you may as well not have used it. But the combat and the upgrade system enthralled. And not to mention the Wachowskis also added optional sort of story inside of that game. Of course, they made the ending like a Galactus crap where you fought a big version of Metal Smith, but it was the fact that I had all that upgrade, and by the time I'd gotten to the end of the game and managed to get all of these abilities and all these things that I could do, it was over. So the only bonus to that would be to go back to a level with those upgrades and then just play that level with the upgrades. But there's no point. But there wasn't one back then, though, for that. There was no New Game Plus for that. It was literally, you've got the abilities, but now you're just running through it, and that's it. That's the end of the game. You're just repeating for nothing.
I thought you might have been talking about the other. What was the Matrix game before Path of Neo?
On the GameCube,
the one that had
PlayStation 2 era. Yeah, it was Enter the Matrix.
Niobe.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett. Oh my God!
Hey, at least that had two. At least that had two playthroughs. But then it was like the old. It was like the old Tenchu games as well.
Oh God, yeah, beautiful games.
Putting the old Matrix games in with the Tenchu games is an absolute travesty. I apologize to Tenchu. I should never do that. Tenchu games are absolutely amazing. But that's going back to what I was saying. I think there's lots and lots and lots of gaps in the VR market where the right developer who can bring a flat game to VR, and I would have said to look real far back so that you can bring it to standalone and get performance. Because naively, not really being much of a PC gamer, the further you look back through the library, the less the system requirements, and so the more chance you'll be able to actually pull it off in standalone and it to work well. There's obviously some games. I was just thinking then, can you imagine another world in VR? Oh yeah, that game's
Hitman
a 2D flat screen fucking platformer game. So no, I probably can't imagine it in VR. Except, you could run along the platform, but stray just a little, and you're off. So yeah, that wouldn't work. Fade to Black. Do we remember that?
Yeah, that was a good game as well. Fade to Black.
It was flashback, but the 3D version of it.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I remember it was amazing back in the day. But then you go back and look at it now, and it's just a polygonated mess. But bringing something like that and giving it a bit of love, and bringing that to VR.
But anyway, Ripper, so you said Flat Out was the one that that was the question asked by those two VR gamers of which game you enjoyed this year. We haven't gotten round to your game yet that you chose for this
do you want
stream.
me to do that then?
No, we've decided to leave you out entirely, and just we're going to take over this, and then you're just going to sit there looking pretty.
I'll sit over here.
I mean, he looked like he was enjoying himself. I'm not going to interrupt another man's pleasure, am I?
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely. I mean, don't take that out of
when you say it
context.
like that.
Obviously,
That's so right at the same time. I'm down.
Okay, well, so the game I would like to bring up is one that I'm not sure whether you've played, Devil. I'm pretty sure you haven't played Poised, but Phasmophobia. It's a game.
I've heard of it.
It's flat screen as well as VR supported. It's been VR supported, I believe, since it came out in early access about 6 years ago. Yep. I've loved it. I loved it on flat screen, and then I loved it even more when I started playing it in VR. And I've been playing it about 4 years now in VR, on and off, with both flat screen and VR friends. And it's on, I think, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
But not fucking standalone. Fuck. Carry on.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's not on standalone, unfortunately.
Bollocks.
No.
Absolute
But they've released an update recently, and they've added in these models, so you can be different characters and you can design the characters. And I even bought like earrings to customize my character, which I thought was great.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
But these character models have really impacted on the game, it seems, and it's had an update where it's partnered with another game called Alan Wake that I really enjoyed years back.
The first one was great, but they ruined the second one. They didn't land the second one.
Agreed.
And the controls
100%.
is that if I remember rightly as well, the first one, the controls were absolutely fucking terrible in the original.
Yeah, it was just standard sort of tank control, Resident Evil sort of style. So you can.
But it was. But even back then, I remember
angles.
it was. Yeah, I remember back then it was considered garbage. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different one. I'm sure it was.
I think you might be thinking of something else. The first Alan Wake was lauded.
Good, really good. Did well.
Okay.
The second one wasn't lauded. The second one was drowned in ideology and garbage.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah,
they
go on,
brought, I think, part of the second one and the ideology, and some of the good stuff as well over to Phasmophobia to do this sort of crossover thing, and they've changed 4 of the maps in Phasmophobia to bring in the story and the crossover of Alan Wake, where you need to find objects, solve puzzles and mysteries, and find stuff that you can then add to your character at the end for cosmetic purposes and what have you. And it's great on that side of things, but on the bad side of things, it's really messed up the VR. And good morning, Do-Over. Welcome. And
Do-Over. Hello, mate.
Coming back to the game after quite a few months, I'd say probably about 4 to 6 months, I've noticed playing a lot of games made for VR that this one now doesn't feel as good. And with all the bugs in it, it's just made it no longer scary and serious and just sort of hysterical to the point we couldn't even... There was 4 of us playing in VR over the weekend and we couldn't hold items in our hand. Our hands wouldn't grip, they'd just be flat open and the item would be hovering like 3 or 4 inches out of your hand. And then all of us, we couldn't open doors properly and we were struggling to get in and out of buildings, and it was just hysterical. But it's totally changed the game from us all being really careful, cautious, and being like, oh, this is scary, and getting to us, to this is just absolute hysterical laughter full of jank now. And it was like...
Oh, see, that's unfortunate.
Goodness. I mean, I've got a video coming out and, making light of it, but at the same time, I kind of want the devs to fix it because it was so good before, but now it's very, very obvious that it's not great in VR anymore, especially compared with the games that are coming out now and with all the updates. And I'm just thinking, come on now, it's been a long time going. Surely you can make, hand grip animations and stuff.
Is anyone complaining? Is anyone? Because I obviously know, I know plenty about Phasmophobia, having never played it. It's one of the games I've always wanted on standalone. I really don't see why they couldn't either. Like, there's nothing that I've seen in Phasmophobia that standalone would be able to handle if they didn't scale it down.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not even need to be scaled down all that much, because you are, in essence, going into instances, i.e., the building, with a van outside, using the equipment and investigating. There's no like huge sprawling environments or anything along those lines. Yeah, we might have, like, I don't know, the same fucking table texture model and pack in every single room, but so fucking what? Who cares? You know, obviously they really like that table, and there was a deal on it when they put the house together or what have you.
Yeah,
But
I don't think I played that one. Do over gaming Astro
I
Hunters. You guys
have.
played
I
Astro
have.
Hunters?
Yeah, it's by Wenkley Studios, the same people who did Survival Nation.
yeah, it was
Oh, okay. I played the demo. Yes, Wenkley
and it's
Studios. I remember now. That was
a extraction
Unfortunately,
shooter, isn't it?
Extraction on an alien planet, wasn't it?
It was rather. I will say, on my own personal opinion, because I liked exfil shooters mainly when it come to this. We expected a lot more than it gave. What it gave was a lot of asset packs that were used in other games, but put on an open map. They tried, but I don't think they got the traction they were looking for, and it
That's
just
unfortunate.
bombed them. Well, exfil shooters are a crapshoot. They're either really successful or they fall down the toilet,
Yeah.
because you've got to have a hook. You can't just have a standard
Well,
exfil shooter anymore. Not really.
Not anymore, correct. I will disagree with you, though, because when Ghosts of Tabor came out, it was the only extraction shooter. And that, I think, is the reason why it did well and is still doing well, even though, and I'm sure this will be a hot take, I don't think it's that hot, though. I've played both. But
Tabor's gone down the hill.
Contractors Exfil has outstripped it the moment that it came out, and it's not even out of fucking alpha yet.
100%, and I'll tell you why as well.
They won me over 100% as well. Contractors.
Oh, Combat Waffle.
And we've all played Ghosts, right? We've all played Ghosts.
We're all
of Tabor.
vets from Ghosts.
Yeah,
we're all vets from Ghosts.
And like, I'd probably put like 50, 100 hours in. Me and a friend of mine had a lot of fun on that, going in with just a gun and a backpack and trying to take down geared teams. And it was just,
Afternoon Neon.
Hey, Neon. For me with Ghosts, it was the looting experience. And like, you know, some will be like, oh yeah, fucking, you know, it's not about the looting though, it's about the gunplay and the shooting and the taking down other players. Well, it depends on what you're there for. As far as extraction shooter is concerned, it's an extraction game, and you know, shooter, extract first, shoot later is the way that I like to play those games. So for me, it's about getting in there, looting, not being seen, and getting the fuck out of there. And if I have a cheeky shot at somebody, well, maybe. But, you know, they might be insanely geared in comparison to mine, or they might have fuck all. And if they're not interfering in my AO, I'll just smooth on past out of there with my bag full of stuff.
I was a scumbag rat.
The looting experience. The looting experience is, and I believe still is, it's just like objects,
right,
you know, like, you know, opening a fucking drawer and the object being stuck in the drawer and you couldn't get it out, and nobody could get it out, and it's just fucking staying there. It's like, oh cool, well guess I'll leave those night vision goggles in this office drawer behind then, won't I? And it was just, yeah, you come across all this great stuff and you couldn't even fucking put it in your bag. And then half the time you did put it in your bag, and your bag did one of those fucking boing and fucking flies off into outer space. Yeah. So I know things have been improved, but I think they're still going off of the fact that they were the first proper extraction shooter on the marketplace, the first one to it.
Yeah.
Did very well out of it, have got like quite a fervent and loyal audience,
which not so loyal after what they did. Not so loyal at all.
But in a roundabouts way brings me to why I think Astro Hunters didn't do so well. Is, you know, they were a light extraction shooter in comparison to the likes of Ghosts. And
sci-fi thing was a good idea though,
and sci-fi, yeah. So.
But yeah, as for Tabor, you did your thing on that. It's sort of very conservative. Me, I was a piece of shit, ratty scumbag with a Dragonov waiting at the exfils extraction points. I was sitting in a tree waiting for you pricks and shooting you in the head, taking what I wanted and chucking your bags over the exit area so nobody else could get them. That's what I was doing. So
that
hate
is
me, hate me, hate me,
kind
hate
of.
me.
I will just quickly put in here. Do we know what a rat is in games? Because I keep on hearing it being misused. You're kind
My
of
rat
there.
is,
That is one. Like I hear
It's a bit of a rat move,
a
that,
lot.
yeah.
I hear a lot of in games now. That dirty fucking rat. That
was
fucking
you.
dirty rat shot me. He was sneaking around
was
and he was
me.
doing this. A rat is supposed to be someone who goes in there, gets the loot, and the only fucking trace you see of a rat is like the fucking empty wrappers from where they've had a little snack.
Yeah,
That's a proper rat.
Hiding in the corner for ages.
What you are, Poise, is an exfil camper.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, and that is part rat behavior.
Technically,
But I see a lot of
tree.
people. I see a lot of people now calling, others out as being rats, as somebody who's just being like, sneaky and shooting you. That's not ratting, dude.
I see your point on that one. I see your point. Yeah, I was just exfils.
Yeah, you're an exfil camper.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
You're scum of the earth, but without exfil campers, you're scum of the earth, but without exfil campers, getting out isn't a nervy concept anymore, is it? But if there could be somebody waiting there for me and going to shoot me and take all shit, getting to the exit all of a sudden becomes an absolute pain in the ass. And people might not like it, but it's part of the gameplay and it's part of what's exciting.
I sat there with a bottle of water, some sausages, and I was just chilling in a tree. And then I'd hear Timmy voices. Now, if it was adults, right, I'd check them out first through the scope. If they're heavily armored and they're kitted to the teeth, I'm not firing. If it's two little Timmys going, look what I found a GPU. I found this, isn't it great? Shall we go to the extraction? Bang, dead. That's it. And then I this stuff. You always got to be an opportunist when it comes to extraction camping, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, when it comes to Combat Waffle, they dropped the ball the moment they got that award from the VR Gaming Awards, right? They went, holy crap, VR Gaming Award, quick, get the cocaine out. And they just went fucking full and let's make 12 games. Let's make 12 games, brother. Let's go. We can do it.
What was the award? Best extraction shooter in VR when they were the only one?
Yeah, it was literally that. Yes, it was literally that. There was nothing at that point. They got the only reward and they went, whoa, we must be fucking awesome. Come on, guys, let's make 3 other games that make no sense whatsoever. And they ruined each one and made Tabor worse.
They've still got another one. What's it called? Something North. It's so forgettable.
Oh,
can't remember.
That's just a walking simulator. Silent North.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. Silent North. That's it. I was really excited.
I've not met a single person in there because no one plays it, and I literally just walked for 2 hours on stream, and someone was just like, "What are you doing, playing a walking simulator?" And I was like, "I feel like it, mate. That's all this is."
Yeah, but that has a lot of the problems that ghosts have, and it looks like it's badly coded and not great together, and it doesn't look like a very solid or very good game at all. So
all I know is that Combat Waffle have ruined Tabor by expanding themselves out too far. It's clear as day for anybody who picks up the game after playing it in early access as well. Early Access Island was beautiful. Yeah, you had a couple of issues here and there. You had your bugs where you put a magazine pouch inside your bag and it'd go flying off into orbit. Yeah, you get stuff like that, right? Granted. But
4 years on,
it looked good.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Island now on the standalone version of Ghost of Tabor, it looks like grey shit. The entire thing, and they can't go, oh yeah, but it was hit with a nuke. No, it was hit with some lazy bastard who couldn't be asked to fucking develop it right. They've gone and just ruined it.
They might be doing something like that for performance side of things. If it plays well and the FPS is good, then something like that I can kind of see. But yeah, Ghosts for me is rooted in problems and they still haven't sorted them out.
No.
is the problem for a game that's been developed for so long.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I imagine people at the office are like, "What should we do? Should we try and like satisfy the existing player base so that they're more likely to buy DLC?" Or, "Oh no, let's do that pink bag DLC that we were talking about the other day. You know, the one that has Hello Kitty on it. Yeah, let's get that out there and nickel and dime everybody for some
Do you
more
know what I
fucking
feel?
money."
I feel really bad for the Tactical Assault guys as well, by the way, because they did a fucking team up with them. And everybody in the comments on YouTube were going, "Why are you teaming up with Combat Waffle? Don't do it. They will ruin your shit. Don't do it. Why are you teaming up with Combat Waffle?" Of course, it's for a promotional thing to get each game noticed, but still,
Of course.
the
I like
thing is,
tactical. I like Tactical Assault. I didn't like dropping things in that game the last time I played it. The moment you
never get it
drop
back.
something, it's like, you ain't fucking getting that. Sorry, pal. Oh, was it hit the floor? It might as well have been sent to the fucking Shadow Realm. You ain't getting that back.
But Devil, it's a combat simulator. When you're fighting in Iraq, if you drop your gun there, that's it. You're gonna have to leave it there. You don't touch it again. Are you mad?
No, that's just the Americans.
There's
All right, that's
IEDs
not how
everywhere.
the British forces would be like. They'd have the fucking, the
They'd have the
assessor in
boots
there.
at
Oh,
your
looks
feet,
like that
yeah.
rifle's been dropped on the floor. But can we
We're
get that
half-inching
picked up?
that.
We need to get that back to the barracks. There's
bloody
a
hell.
price tag on that fucking weapon system. But yeah,
What's that? You lost your laces on deployment. That's 200 quid.
that'll cost you.
Well, I haven't
That'll cost
played
you.
Ghost of Tabor since January, where they released an update and it made it so when you crouched, you still couldn't reach stuff on the floor or anything, low down. So that just made the game completely pointless for me to play, being, seated. Seated player.
Yeah, no,
And,
I
I just
find that
haven't
mad.
bothered since. And then since you guys sort of mentioned, Contractors Exfil Zone, as I say, I played that, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, that was amazing.
Even-
and
yeah.
I got absolutely stuck into
This
it.
is what an extraction. Like it's part of the reason I think the PVE, from what I can gather anyway, because fucking everybody's playing the PVE at the moment. It's part of the
Hell
reason
yeah.
why I think it did so well is because the core game is
Bunker
fucking
Cap
solid.
stopped after that.
And then just put in, they're like Ghost of Tabor. Last time I played Ghost of Tabor is when the PVE came out.
What do you mean Leon doesn't like
and
pussy?
And I was like, yeah, I don't think
bought
Ghost
that
of Tabor
expansion as
is
well,
a good enough base game to support a PVE, but I'll give it a go. We went in there with base kit, got absolutely fucking destroyed by the AI. And I'm not
Oh, yeah,
talking
they
like,
turned to aimbots.
outplayed. I'm talking like we all remember the
Roadie
N64
fishing for the
days.
win.
We all remember the N64 days and Perfect
For the
Dark,
win, yeah.
playing
Oh,
against
yes.
the fucking Sims in Perfect Dark, the
Yes.
Dark Sims and the Perfect
God,
Sims
yeah,
that could
I
fucking
remember.
open fire and kill you before they'd even come round the corner on your screen. That's
Sure,
what
aim
Ghost
bots.
of Tabor's PVE. Now, granted, the PVE that we've played on Contractors is probably quite light. Playing
Do you know
it
what? I
casually,
don't
you're not
mind
under
it.
any threat. And even playing it in standard, unless you go out with your armor fucked, then again, you're still not under really much in the ways of threat. But again, there's a lot of people in the PvP like, oh yeah, why do you want to play an extraction shooter? It's like, because sometimes I want to pick up things and put them in my bag without having to fucking stress the fuck out about somebody trying to take it off of me forcefully.
Although I've noticed that when it comes to, depending on how many people are actually in the raid with you at the time, it actually escalates it. I've noticed that
Yes.
standard can be really challenging when there's at least 3 of you in there.
Oh,
Well, at the maximum of 3.
You wait till the 3 of us take a tour around, a spin round fucking Metro. That is chocked full of AI,
God.
even on cat. So I
My-
don't think casual or standard matters on the AI count. It just matters on how accurate they are, and it might improve the caliber of ammunition. It definitely improves the damage that they do. They still don't go for headshots though, which is part of what makes it a little easier because you just don't get fucking whomped by AI.
That was the
But
thing
you
they
used to
fucked up for Tabor. Because I liked
Tabor.
my Phoenix being half retarded. I did. I liked them being brain damaged. I liked the fact that they'd be aiming at you while you're behind a tree and not sure what they were looking at. They were aiming at you, but they were like, I can't be sure if that's a leaf or a person. And you go, yeah, that's fine. And you'd shoot them. Or you do what I used to do, which was one Makarov and a dream, where I just run in with a Makarov, sneak up to the nearest Phoenix, or just do the bobbing and weaving while he's shooting at me, and then grab his neck and snap it. Now they've taken away most of the melee. The katana doesn't work properly on Tabor, and this is one thing I'm sad about when it comes to Exfil. I really wanted to shank some twat in Exfil zone, but no, we're not allowed blades, so we can shoot each other with 5.56, but we can't stab each other with a little penknife. What the fuck is this?
It, I know you like melee in everything. I
Not
don't
in
think
everything.
Yeah,
Not
it
in.
depends on how it's implemented, because if the melee was implemented like it is in Onward, where you just have to literally pull the knife and wave it in the general direction of somebody and they are down,
Yeah, magic wand.
then yeah, basically, yeah. I've had it a few times where it's like, I'll be showing somebody the ropes on this game. It's like, oh, and just in case you ever need it, if you reach to your lapel, there's a knife there, and you just press the grip button. Oh, and I'm dead because they pulled it out, and I was a little bit. I wasn't even near them. It's just like, the mere suggestion of unscabbarding the blade, and you are fucking down.
Check this out, bro.
Which was funny in Onward, but of course in Onward, the time to kill in Onward is ridiculously low.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna go fucking charging to shank somebody with a knife.
Nah, you'd be dead.
In something like Ghosts of Tabor, potentially, and definitely Contractors, you're quite tanky, even in the PvP in some circumstances. And if you know how to move, and if you've got the right armor on, then you could. And then it's like, well, how many stabs is it going to take? And they'd probably have to keep it to one. So no, you can keep your fucking melee weapons in your fucking psychiatric ward sessions that you do in VR.
God.
Not in Exfil Zone. Thank you very much.
I tell you
You
what,
don't
though,
need 'em.
guys, this conversation's actually given me a bit of nostalgia. I remember, right, going out with Wick on a raid on the original island when it was early access, and I had full-on heavy armor on, and I had the shark helmet off on my face. I'm not sure if anybody remembers the shark mask, but basically it made you next to invulnerable. You could take low caliber rounds all day long. Anyway, I was with Wick. I was following behind him. He went off to the dock, Exfil, and he was on his way. And as I was running away from the main lab building, or whatever the hell it's called, I felt shots. Well, I say I felt shots. I heard the shots ring, and they made contact with my armor. I turn around, and there's two Timmies that are barely out of their thongs, like, and they're firing full on like AK-74Us at me. None of them hit me. They do hit me, but they hit the armor. They didn't actually cause me any damage, and they both ran out of ammo. And then went and started to come. Oh, so well, sorry, we were just trying to and then they were trying to get in close. So I was like, "Are you serious?" And just mowed them both down. Pissed myself laughing, and I was like, "Why did it was like." It's an army of ants throwing little pebbles at you, and you just go, "Stop! What are you doing?" Wait, and this was classic Tabor, man. Those days were fantastic. But if anybody shot me in the back of the head, it was all over, because that was the part of that mask that just didn't work.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have that.
It's
sort of
okay.
mindset.
Yeah, you're good at bullying people as long as you're facing their
No,
direction.
I was yeah, exactly. I was minding my own business that day, mate.
It is one of the
like,
things that
hey.
will be. It is one of the things that will be a conversation for another day. It's that if you like Exfil games, are you in fact the bully, or were you in fact the bully at school at some point in the past? Because the quintessential part of that game is having all the advantages over somebody else. It's why it makes me laugh every time somebody's concerned about their KD in an extraction shooter or considers it competitive. It's like, there's real people out there that win medals for, like, doing superhuman shit, and you think it's competitive when I've got all the best armor on and a really good weapon, and you've got fuck running around naked, and I kill you. It's like, that's competitive. That's, Exfil game is not a competitive
No, it's
game.
not supposed to be competitive.
Not in that
it's
nature.
advantageous,
it's PvP,
if anything.
Yeah, it's PvP. Like, for me, a mate of mine was saying about this the other day. For me, it's like a competitive game is everyone's on as even a keel as possible. through either game knowledge or you know, whatever it is that you're playing or what have you. Because, you know, if everybody doesn't know how it works and the rules of the game, then it isn't going to be competitive. It should come down to skill. It's one of the things I was really hoping for in PvE, and I might open up the line with Caveman Studios at some point. Is I would love it if in a PvP, and I don't PvE, and I don't see why they couldn't. If you could have it so that you could have 2 teams drop into the PvE on Exfil, right? Now, that would then add to the cooperative element, and I would make it so that if one team dropped at a spawn point on one side of the map, the other team would drop at the other. Now, remember, this is still cooperative, but there is friendly fire. I'd also make it so that you guys could meet up and team up, and that would be the essence of what this PvE cooperative mode would be. But if they were able to pull something off like that, all of a sudden, I definitely would see about spinning that into competition, because then you could have 2 teams with a cash amount or something along those lines, and then they pick their loadouts and go into this PvE game. Obviously, friendly fires on, and there'd be no markers or whatnot, and then you would be able to have a 3-man versus another 3-man. And you'd be able to make something quite cool and competitive out of that, I think. There'd
That's
still
what I
be
call
the
an
random
orgy.
element. There'd still be the random element. You'd be taking stuff in, but there'd still be the random element of, well, you could spend your time looting, but there's another team out hunting you, and that's your objective, to go and kill them. You know, taking shots against the AI are going to alert the other team where you are.
See,
And
that stuff I do like.
I'd love, like, I've always, there's many games that I've seen. It's like In Death Unchained that I was talking about earlier, which
No,
I
you
might have
didn't.
to
Not
do
on this
another
stream. I don't
time.
know what you're
No, I
talking
know.
about.
I'll maybe I'll talk about that later. But
We've never heard of what we didn't hear. I don't know.
I know,
what you're
right? I know what you're talking about. But like, there are games out there which I don't think they suit competitiveness. Like IDU is a very light rogue archery game. Yeah, it had leaderboards and scores, and those scores were based on, well, for me anyway, game knowledge, but there was also an element of skill to it as well. But it was a very strange environment,
The
something that
geometry
has
is fantastic.
a lot of RNG in it, for that to be competitive. But I'd love to see a competitive scene in something like Exfil. I think that would be really interesting, to get good teams of 3 against each other. And your objective is literally hunt down the other team and kill them. And, you know, they have done things like that in battle royales and extractions in the past, but that's very RNG based as well, because that's about a team going out and you get like so many points for a kill, so many points for a win. But then there's that RNG factor of, well, you could be dropped into a fucking lobby full of Timmies, or you could be dropped into a lobby full of fucking hardened killers, you know, and that's not going to work out well for your team. So.
Devil, I may be wrong on this, but hasn't Zero Caliber 2 got such a thing there? Because I'm sure their maps are quite big and they got mods, right?
I've never even touched Zero Caliber 2.
Oh my god, my man!
Why? And I'm probably going to give it a swerve as well with the new games that they've got in development at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I played the first Zero Caliber a lot, but
I would have loved to drag you or Ripper into Zero Caliber 2, because that's one fuck of a campaign. It's awesome.
Don't get me wrong. I've supported the developers by buying the game, but because I liked the first one enough, but I just never got round to it.
Oh man, we need to get on that on Veteran.
It might have been Showdown, or it might have been, as in Contractors Showdown, might have been playing that, might have even been playing Ghosts at the time, or something along those lines. There was some other shooter that I was playing instead of that. One of the ones that I did want to put on the list, because I've been trying to find people that haven't played it. Have either of you, I think I spoke about this a while back, have either of you played Terminus?
No.
I've heard of it, not played it.
No, cool. So it is a 4-player cooperative horror game. And I've been told that it's a bit jank, a bit to quite jank in parts, but a good experience. But the problem that I've got is I'm late to the party and everyone's already played it. Now I own the game, but yeah, I'd like to go through Terminus. I think that'd be a great one to have a little cooperative experience on. But yeah, apparently it's to the level of well, basically the story starts. You're on a metro train, and you're in France. So we're already ready to retreat. So good setting for a horror game. But yeah, we're in France. We're on a metro train. It's heading into a tunnel. As it's heading into a tunnel, I think the story is something impacts outside. Off you go, and I think it's that.
It's like,
yeah,
I've just got it up on the PC here. It says it's like a 30-minute psychedelic journey.
Terminus.
Yeah, is that not the right one?
Terminus
Is
VR?
it maybe Project Terminus?
It could be Project.
Maybe. I was going to say this one came out in 2020. Positive reviews.
That's about right.
So I was
it's only
asking
a 30-minute adventure. It says.
Canavimto?
No, not that one. They actually did quite a lot. They added a kind of like wave kind of shooter mode to it, and they also added additional free LC, so like additional content after the main game was finished as well. So the game is not the game is not about shooting, from what I can gather. Again, I'd be going in there partially on a, is this game shit or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the can ripper? The can?
What?
Fucking no, don't show it. It's special brew.
It's a special brew.
What's in the can?
He's in the absinthe. He's on the absinthe.
Oh, look, special brews changed their branding look, boys. It's called Raw. Special Brew's called Raw now.
Raw
energy. Your ass will be feeling raw after drinking one of these.
Sponsors welcome. Sponsors welcome, Raw. Just saying, sponsors welcome, yeah.
Yeah, sponsors welcome. I have applied to Rubicon Raw and
from Special Brew. No, we don't want to be sponsored by them.
Speaking of like semi sort of asymmetrical horror games, I really do want to try out at some point. Blackgate. I do want to try Blackgate out at some point because I am curious about that. I've not seen anything on it. I bought it before they decided to make it damn free to play, and then they gave people. I think they've given people a load of stuff when you bought it beforehand, but I don't know. It looked interesting because it wasn't your standard fare because you actually had weapons to fight this thing off with or things.
Yeah, and one player plays with the monster, don't they?
Well, they've changed things up. They've added more to it from what I've heard, but I don't quote me on it.
Definitely, it's one of the things that does concern me with those kind of games that are online only. Like Broken Edge could have suffered from this problem because Broken Edge is a fantastic game, but it was mainly about everything leading up to playing the online was in essence one big long tutorial or learning about it. And I think that's the problem that, what was it, Blackgate, isn't it? That's the problem that Blackgate had, is that when you have you've got a niche game in a niche space and a niche audience within that niche space, i.e. VR.
You mean like this wonderful audience here? This wonderful audience that we have here?
Having a game that relies on having an active online population, because that one had it so that it was 4 players against one other, and the one other was playing as the monster. Is that Blackgate? I think it's that one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but they've changed it up so that there's multiple now. I think there's NPC enemies as well now in it, but I don't quote me.
That should be a staple for those kind of games. Because I'm all for it being online cooperative, but if you then have to rely on finding somebody to play as the monster, and then having to rely on finding someone online, because us three are not going to turn around to one of our lot and go oh, we want a really good cooperative experience. Can you be the monster, please? No one's going to want to do that. I mean,
are you shitting me? I'd go for it every damn time.
But that's why we're doing this podcast, because we're all it's agreed that we're all strange. So then therein lies the problem with it is for me. That's where I think Blackgate went wrong initially and could have done a lot better, is if they'd have positioned it as a cooperative against a monster, but if you didn't, and someone could play as the monster, and then they put some time into making sure that the monster was controllable as AI by default. Well, then, of course, you have a game that it's just about getting together with your mates and playing against AI, whether there's anyone playing online or not. Like all the VR cooperative games that have done well do, all of them, it's, yeah. A lot of these things sound so simple, saying them out loud. There's got to be reasons why they don't do that. It just seems like a lot of games just develop arse about face. But then I speak to a lot of developers. They're not great salespeople. They're not trying to be either. They're not great marketers. They're not great positioners or prospectors. They have a vision and they want to bring it to VR, which is fair. I wish every game could exist, but there's just some ideas out there that they're just not going to work the way that you want them to. So you have to kind of bend them.
Yeah, Shadow. At the minute we're talking about
the skill to implement their ideas as well, which is quite a problem I find.
One of the chat wants to know what we were talking about, guys.
Oh, sorry.
What are they talking about? I wasn't here. I don't know. Kind of
drugs and hookers, my mate. Drugs and hookers.
A lot. Yeah. Back to that. A lot of what we're chatting about here is us just fucking shooting off the cuff because this is the first time we've actually had the stream proper up and working. Yeah, special. We were talking about the fact that that Ripper's on Special Brew this afternoon.
He's on the Special Brew. I'm here with my mess.
Just so you guys know, he's got a can of Special Brew. He's had that. He's been nursing that since the start of the stream, which was at 12 in the afternoon. Up. So there's the potential that our host does indeed have a very serious alcohol issue.
Yeah, you need to put it down, man. Honestly.
And just in case anyone was wondering, yes, Special Brew have changed their branding. What is it? Pink and yellow now. What's it called?
It's raw. It's energy.
Raw. Special Brew raw. So we were just. I think we were just talking about. I think we were just talking about multiplayer games, just in general. We started off talking about Phasmophobia, didn't we? And how that was. A lot of this spawned off of what you were talking about, Ripper, and how that's
just the state of VR
basically
and
going downhill.
Implementations and things, yes. What Devil isn't saying is what's in the vape.
It's hookah, pure 100% hookah.
To put up with these two, you know exactly what's in here.
It's crack cocaine. I mean, I don't know how you would take that.
What's this one read? Hang on, I'll just tell you what my juice says.
We don't want to know what your juice is.
It's called Hopes and Dreams.
Oh, God, nobody's come here to find out what your juice is. Oh, God.
Oh.
Do you want to check out Devil's Juice? Mm-hmm.
So, what else? You guys have both talked about your game. I did, but it was in another stream. Do you want me to talk about In Depth for a little bit?
Yes, go on. I think we've got 20 minutes left. I think we should go for it.
20 minutes.
Go for it, mate.
Wow. Oh, is your carriage going to turn into a pumpkin? Is it?
Oh no, I thought it'd be appropriate. Well, I don't know. It's up to. I mean, in the end, it is up to Ripper whether we could go on for a bit longer or not because we were a bit delayed when it came to starting up.
Go a little bit longer. I say I can do it till about 2:30. That should be about my limit. I'm afraid I do have other stuff to do still because I don't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll quickly say. So yeah, we've all selected a game. I've selected IDU or In Death Unchained. It is. I say it is, but mine comes when I was talking earlier. I didn't get round to the angle that I wanted to bring on it. Because obviously we had
stream issues. Sorry,
we did small TV. But In Depth Unchained is a fantastic VR archery roguelike. You have both played it, right?
Yes, love it. I need a now to play it in the haptic vest, but yes,
I will put my hands up. I played to the first boss and went, "Wow, this is amazing! Oh, shiny thing! What's this?" So I ended up getting distracted because I do that a lot.
Fair enough.
We'll get back to it though because it does look beautiful in the Euclidean shit. I'm not going to shut up. I'll shut up.
You could. The other thing, Ripper, is In Death is what is the PC VR version, not In Death Unchained. It is literally a quarter of the game that we have on standalone.
Oh,
So
It's
for
crazy,
the
that
standalone
really, isn't it?
version,
I love
in depth does look visually appealing, but there's that game was built for what is it, outside in tracking, and so when you use virtual desktop and do all of those things, I basically found that when I was playing it, regardless of, because I did get it set up and working, I used it in one of my videos actually, and I also did a couple of live streams, but the arrow continually shakes, the tracking isn't there. It was just difficult, but I think the game was made. No, In Death Unchained is worth a look.
I do like that one. I loved In Death Unchained, but as I say, I got that on standalone and not, if it was on PC, it would be like an instant for me vest now.
Yeah. No,
hold on, boys. Hold on, boys.
In Death Unchained does work with the vest. So
hold on, boys. Neon, stop showing off in chat, you twat.
What, Neon? If we had to choose Quest, it would be virtual desktop, games-wise, Fallout or Skyrim with Minecraft.
Stop showing off.
It's impressive, mate. I love Minecraft.
Stop showing off.
Especially modded.
I'm just messing. Carry on, Devil. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, Devil.
Hang on.
Yep.
It'd have to be a... Oh no, I was just reading the chat. What you guys were. So yeah, I did a stream on In Death Unchained the other day. It didn't go so well. It was my first stream back for a while. I tried some new features. Not all of it was In Death Unchained's fault. But yeah, In Death Unchained, fantastic game. Also, In Death Unchained had bottled lightning, did nothing with it, and we're now getting to a state of play where I remember way back in the day when I used to work reasonably closely with the community manager, who Poise, Jay, or Beanie. I think you've met Beanie at some point in
Beanie
something. And yeah, we used to work quite closely with Super Bright. They always took the tract with In Death Unchained of never wanting to monetize their audience, which was silly. It's like, what business out there doesn't want to make money? I can tell what business doesn't want to make money.
How about Disney? How about fucking Disney? They can't make money neither.
A failing company doesn't want. No, at least they're trying.
Trying to lose more money,
basically. So Super Bright didn't even try. They always took the tract of, we don't want to charge anybody for anything. Buy the game, that's enough. Which always, for me, it was like, as somebody who's run businesses before, I was like, what? Why? And has done sales. It's like, why would you do that? People are, hand over fist wanting to give you money, and you don't want any of it. Seems very strange. So anyway, In Death Unchained, fantastic game. Had a very active community, had leaderboards, and had all sorts of bits and pieces going on.
In a minute, Shadow.
Yeah.
Talk about death of hard bullet. I didn't even know.
I was actually going to say about this. Mate. What do you mean, the death of hard bullet? That's my baby. Don't you talk nasty about my baby.
Added attachments. What the hell's going on? I haven't checked out
that game isn't dead. Anyway, just to finish up my point quickly on it, In Death Unchained has been out for a very long time now. I remember back in the day when they implemented a system to have a switching season. And the big leaderboard, which was what everybody used to do on that. It was all about having that one-upman on leaderboards. And those leaderboards were points-based and to an extent skill-based, but mainly knowledge-based, which is why I could compete very well, because I knew that game inside and out. But
did you notice the head?
Fast forward to today. And we have a game, and I expressed this, and so did the community manager, so did Beanie. They basically implemented a system which was a switchover of seasons, leaderboard reset, switchover of seasons. That's fine. They had that for they had resetting the leaderboards, but they changed it into a seasonal setup. That was fine. That was working brilliant. If it ever stops, who fucking cares? But what they then did is a lot of the cool unlocks that they'd spent time putting into the game were hidden behind, or not hidden, but you had to do well in a season to get a kind of points to unlock these things. So long story short, a great game. All of its skins were kind of trapped behind seasonal play. Now, that's fine, considering the seasons keep on playing. That game is still in summer 2024. So, and we are now obviously in summer 2026.
Yeah.
So,
What?
and this is something
Why
that
did nobody tell me?
this is something that we mentioned to them a long time ago, and I remember being fucking basically laughed out the room. It was and the community manager as well, and we were basically like, why put things that people want to unlock behind something that you can't guarantee will always happen? What happens if you can't roll over the service, you can't reset the leaderboards, you don't continue things going? And it was basically like, you fucking idiots, we'll always carry on doing the seasons in this game. Always. He'll never stop.
Trust me, bro. Trust me,
Summer
bro.
2024. And the worst part about all of this is every now and again, some fucker at Superbright, which is the company that runs the thing, throws a little message up on either their Discord or the unofficial Facebook group and go, oh, Superbright, big things happening soon. And like, and I don't know why they're doing it. They're doing it to keep interest in the game, even though they're not planning on doing anything. So this all leads me to the point where, and I would appeal to anybody who's played In Death Unchained and is a wily old veteran like me, is I've changed my review on that game from a 5-star to a 1-star, basically saying, developers have abandoned it. Worse than that, they've left promises unfulfilled. If you go on, you'll see 3 years ago that they were planning on redoing various bits and pieces. Not a word has been said. They've never been great at communicating with their community, and the community was small but fervent. They could have released In Death Unchained 2, and the community was big enough, though, that In Death Unchained 2 would have been an instant success.
It also would have drawn in more players.
Yeah, providing it wasn't, absolutely shit, dog awful. But yeah, so that's where we find ourselves at the moment. So, but that was the finishing line for me on the review that I changed to 1-star. Is it's a fantastic game, but the developers aren't supporting a game that needs to be supported for the way that they set it up. We are living in a time where live services are a thing. It's like, okay, cool. I didn't ask for live services. We didn't ask for live services. Gamers did not ask for live services. You put it in there. So if you're going to put live services into a game and make us have them, well, the whole point of a live service is that it's fucking alive, not fucking dead. So, because I've had plenty of people say like, oh yeah, well, the game's finished. They don't have to do anything more. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do that. You don't need to be told where they are, what they're updating. And it's like, well, actually, no, they launched the, this leads me into, I suppose, a decent little talking point as well, is we live in a place and time where games don't come out finished anymore.
No,
and that a day one patch is the norm, and a week one patch.
The fuck! I remember we had Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain, first PlayStation game to ever have no loading screens, no fucking the quick travel was instant, nothing between it. You walked through a portal to another world. You warped the world around you. The combat and the physics were fantastic. That was PS1 era, and we are going backwards when it comes to crap like this. Sorry, I completely agree, Devil. That just sort of let me off. 100%.
They do all of this because they can as well. And so they do it because they can.
Get testers this way as well. They get loads of testers because they're like, get our game in early access because you'll get it half the price cheaper than when we'll release it. And
they don't even do that anymore.
Problems that you find.
They don't even do that anymore.
Testers.
I've been an involuntary one many times.
There's been plenty of circumstances where, like the most recent one that even I got hoodwinked for because it was a missale, if you ask me, based on the description at the time, was that Attack on Titan game. Now that game came out in like really, really early access, and it was looking okay, but it clearly stated on there $3.99, and I was under the impression of $3.99 to basically beta test a game that's going to come out at $7.99. That's the way to do early access. You give the people that are in essence going to be fucking doing unpaid work for you a really good fucking deal. When the game came out, when the game came out,
for part 2.
when the game came out, they bumped it up to $7.99. That was acceptable.
But no, you misunderstand. That wasn't the first game. That was part 2.
Then they added the part 2 to the equation, which hid most of the content, the cooperative, and then we're looking at something like 12, 15, 20. It was 20 quid, wasn't it? I knew it was 20
It was 20.
Or was it like $20 and 15 quid? Because I remember that, like, that's the first and last time that I look at a dev and go, like, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing and they're doing it well. And then they just fucking hoodwinked everybody at the end. Yeah. And it could have worked so well. That could have been a game that people could have been talking about because the Attack on Titan franchise is loved. And if they'd have got it well and done well, the game wasn't bad. It had some performance issues, but a lot, I think, of the performance issues that I had with it was when I was trying to stream it or record. That's a streamer problem. That's not a real person problem. Real person.
I will say, having played it, I will say, having played it to a point now myself where I like what they did to update it. I completely agree with you on the pricing and how they went about it and how shifty it was, 100%. But when it came to the actual game itself, now I'd say if it's under 20 quid, go and get it because it's actually quite a good Attack on Titan game. If you're on standalone, that is. If you've got a PC, fucking forget that. Just get side quest or get one of the free ones because that one's better.
I know it doesn't make a lot of difference one person doing it, but you've got to take a stand somewhere. I do not like that practice. I got various people to potentially buy a game. You know, I mean, granted, they only paid like, what was it, $2.99 or $3.99 or whatnot. But I remember ranting and raving and then seeing that. And that left a fucking horrible taste in my mouth in that I've recommended a game because we thought we were getting the whole thing and then they fucking part 2 us. So for me, it's a case of if I see that developer doing a different game, I won't support that game. I won't buy that game. I won't play that game or ask for a demo of that game, even if it goes ridiculously cheap on sale. The only reason why I would get it is so that I've got a platform to speak about how atrocious their practices are. Because if the community, as small as it is, reacts to those things in that way, then hopefully it'll give other developers, note. Like, most of them aren't going to do this, but this all leads into where we might be finding ourselves in the VR space at the moment, where all of these shysters and types that are chasing the tech trend, i.e. VR, might suddenly be realizing, oh yeah, VR hasn't done quite as well as we thought it was going to do. Oh, well, no money to be made here. On we go. And I still question, like, why is it single developer companies put out so good at fucking titles, yet, you know, the likes of fucking XR Games can't even land a Hitman game right on standalone.
You're gonna set him off.
Yeah. Boys. Anything to broach on the XR Games?
Yes, I actually do. They said to me, and I've got this on my Discord recording. I'd love to screenshot this and put this up on my fucking channel. So
if it's a DM, do not. That's
I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. Well, basically, I said. So you said you were going to update Hitman 3 Regurgitated, Retarded, Reloaded, whatever the fuck it was called, right? And
Retarded. I think that's a very different game. But
that's what I called it.
I imagine that would have the shitty James Bond flute theme tune.
No, that's what I called it. Throughout my retrospective I've been doing through the mobile ports, right? That is what I've called it every damn time, because every time I pick up one of those mobile ports and start playing it, I realised the amount of garbage XR Games did just to fucking half-arse Hitman 3 Regurgitated onto that fucking headset. Because I tell you what, after the fact of that, and then they were shown up for it, oh, we've done an update, we've sorted it out. second mission in. The trees are still flat fucking paper things. Everything's popping in within 2 meters of you. You cannot walk into the damn kitchen of the mansion's second mission without coming across millions of things just popping into existence. I played Hitman Blood Money the other day on my fucking phone. I had about 1,000 odd NPCs all walking through the streets of New Orleans, being shot in the face, by the way, through security because I'd fired my gun up into the air. Right? I was using the crowd as a human shield because they were all physical things. Now, this was an Xbox 360 era game, and you're fucking telling me you can't put something like that onto VR head standalone. Fuck off.
No,
It can be
'cause
done,
the problem
just
is,
not by
boys,
them.
is that they've got, instead of just making it one screen with VR, you've got to make it 2 screens, one for each eye, and that's just, that just stops everything working right there.
Impossible.
That doesn't sound fucking
Absolutely impossible.
What I'm getting is we don't like Hitman on VR. No, that's the irony, right? We'd love
We would
Hitman
love
on VR.
Hitman.
We would
on
fucking
VR.
love Hitman on VR. I am its biggest advocate, right? I have played the Hitman games
Yeah.
since the
Don't like
first one.
Eckhart James's.
Back in the those tossers, right? They brought out the standalone version called Hitman 3 VR Reloaded, retarded, regurgitated, whatever it, right? And it was
Choose
appalling.
one. Retarded is much better. Hitman.
Yeah, I like Hitman 3. Yeah, retarded. I like that. Hitman 3 retarded
it'll
VR.
probably get Ripper demonetized. So yeah, let's stick with that.
Sorry,
It's
we've
fine.
already said it like 4 times. I've said it 4
It's
times. It's
allowed for
already
this
too
game.
late.
Well, let's get it in at least one more so that
Yeah.
we definitely know.
All together now. Hitman 3 retarded. They're terrible. Look, in the end of the day, when all you can do is just make a flat screen game VR and then not do any other work on top of it, and then on top of that, not even render any of it incorrectly. It's bullshit. You could get Hitman 2 Silent Assassin on the PlayStation 2 era to run on MetaQuest, guaranteed. You could get that shit to run on a fucking MetaQuest standalone helmet, headset. You know what I mean? But they don't.
We need the modders. That's what we need. We need more modders out there that
Well,
are going to mod
it's
more
people
games like this.
Exactly. It's people like Team Beef that have actually been making strides in this. And this is what I mean. If you get more teams like that look at this technology and go, you know what? We could do this. We could import this. You'd breathe more life into these IPs. These companies would get more money because people would take more interest in these IPs because it's on a budget as well. You can literally pick up a MetaQuest 2 headset for what? Oh, yeah, all right. You can't get most of MetaQuest games on the 2 these days standalone because we've all moved on to the 3. But you can pick up a 3 for about 250 quid at minimum, right? And yes, it sounds like a lot, but when you are saving up
It's a
on
games
a budget,
console for your face, though, isn't it? So
exactly. I changed from flat screen games onto that standalone headset, and do you know what? I was playing stuff like Dark Tide and all these amazing games, visual quality, everything on flat screen, but they did not hold a candle to anything on standalone for me, and that's after generations of gaming. So yeah, the possibility is there. The possibilities are almost endless. They just need someone to implement them well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and it still seems like it's single devs that
they're doing the better job.
Single devs
100%.
and like indie studios, small teams. Like the big one at the moment that's going to be launching his game out of early access. Only because it could have come out of early access a very long time ago. I managed to get Ripper a copy of Downtown Club. That's coming, and you've already got it, haven't you, boys? Downtown Club is coming out of early access very soon. That game has been able to come out of early access for a very long time. The dev is a perfectionist. He wants everything fucking working right, working as intended, and his game to blow people away at launch.
That's a good dev right there, man.
So strange, such a strange concept these days. You have
a strange notion of dev cares,
passionate about the project that they're doing. Now, you could say that your single man dev has got the independence of and the flexibility. It's but there's also an element of you have to be pretty fucking good at what you're doing to be able to do that by yourself. And, I know I say single dev, I'm not naive. They do use artists. They do use sound and
AI,
design components.
other
They do
things, yeah.
use AI, and
Cool.
but a lot of the crap ones use AI to make the game. The good ones use AI as a tool.
Yes.
So as it should be.
No Range Studios, that's a big up to you guys if you ever see this shit. No Range Studios are fucking brilliant for that. They've done well using AI as advertisements in the world that's dystopian, that's meant to have that.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Meta City Patrol, it's another one. Definitely look it up if you like Blade Runner.
Downtown Club's going to be coming out very soon. Easily the best driving game we have on the Quest at the moment. He's literally leaving early access to get his game a little bit more traction and notice, because as an early access game, you can't find it via search unless you put the exact title in the search bar.
I have noticed that with the MetaQuest app. That's shit.
Absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks.
Meta
And
right there
we're
for you. Early
like,
access
I
game, you're not
remember.
worth
Do
being
you remember?
found.
Do you remember fucking App Labs? What a
Yep.
fucking great idea App Labs was.
I loved App
But
Labs. I
now
miss it.
we don't have App Labs. We have this early access bullshit.
Yep.
And what it means is that there's so many things slipping the net. And I think that Meta did it so that they're not accountable anymore. Like, if they had App Labs and a fucking piece of shit game gets dropped on the store and you buy it and it's a piece of shit and you can't get it refunded or what have you, because you find out after the first couple of hours of gameplay that it's an absolute front-loaded travesty. Who are you going to fucking blame? Well, you're not going to blame the developer. You're going to blame the person who allowed that game to come out on the platform. And I think that's why they canned App Labs and went straight into the early access thing, just so that they can move accountability on, which is bollocks, unfortunately. But but App Labs was great because App Labs was the first place that I used to go on to when I used to turn my headset on looking for a new fucking game. I'd go onto the App Lab tab and then start scrolling through, and there was fucking gems in there. Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu was started out in App Lab.
When I first found it.
I could probably think of a little something
about that one.
I think
think of a load of others.
Didn't what was it? Battle Talent start out there as well?
It did, yeah.
Because I found that and it was like a free demo tryout thing, and I was just like, oh my god, this is almost on par with
that's
Blade
come
and Sorcery.
so far. That has come so far.
Never played it. It looks good. Never played
the co-op roguelike part of the game is fantastic. A lot of fun.
I was very interested to play that game when I found out about the roguelike mode, or when the roguelike mode was introduced to me via an email via the devs. They still haven't got back. They sent me the email. I was like, oh, would you like a code? And, try the game out and see what you think. I was like, I fucking love a code. I had nothing back.
See, this is why I find I'm luckier being just some idiot, consumer. Because I'll look at something, and I'll go, oh, I like the sound of that, and then I'll just go ahead and purchase it. Unlike you two who think wisely and actually try and get in with the devs and try and get an information on it. Me, I'm just like, oh, shiny thing. I'm buying said shiny thing, which is the perspective of most people who are on standalone. They'll just go, oh, okay, that's on there. Oh, I'll have a look at that.
The one thing that I would have said, and you must have seen this, is it doesn't matter the size of your channel. I've been approaching devs from the stage that you're at now and getting game keys. You just got to approach them. And you got to go in with the basis of, well, the worst they could say is fucking no. There are games that I do. There are games that I do buy. Games that I buy are ones that I am not sure of. So, like, for instance, Dungeons of Eternity, I would happily accept a key for that. Anything that I've played as a beta and is looking good, I will happily accept a key for that, because it's, I'm giving them something and getting something in return. You give me a key, I'll give you some coverage.
Battle Talent is a good game.
A game that I don't want to cover, I will buy if I'm unsure about it, because then, and in some circumstances, there's games where I've been asked to do coverage and I've gone like,
nah.
I'll buy it to support it, but I didn't fucking play it.
Sometimes I believe anonymity is my strength. Anonymity is my strength. When I don't have to deal with that bullshit, I just get what I want and play what I want. And if it's good, great. If it's not, then I can't be asked. It's just one of those. I find myself lucky, but one day I may end up with devs coming to me and asking. Of which case I would probably go no, because I don't trust that. I mean, to a point. I mean, if they know anything about your channel before they've offered it you, then maybe they'd take that into account. Me, nah, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I like when I like about whatever the fuck I like, and whether monetized or deep, it doesn't matter. Because if something's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's fucking bad, and I'm gonna say so. But this is the thing: we get so many streamers out there as well that, unlike us here, who will actually give descriptions as to why these things are good or bad. They will just go, "Oh yeah, well this thing sucks, but I don't know why it sucks,
Bad
but it
because it's
sucks."
bad.
Yeah, it's just bad because
Yeah.
it's bad, bro. Don't
Or,
worry
oh,
about
this
it.
game's great because it's great.
I
can't
got
put my
this game
finger on
free
it,
off
but
one of the
it doesn't feel
developers,
good.
and yeah, I don't know, but it sucks. Just like, all right then, mate.
So, 2 seconds, boys. So, life, sorry, dude. Yeah, we're just rambling at the moment. This is more of a test stream, or has become a bit of a test stream more than anything else. It did
Cheers,
give me
Shire.
a potential thing that we could do, though, is if we structure this in the future a little bit better, maybe have a little title card. I don't know if you can do that, Ripper,
He's already
where
got
it just
can't be VRssed underneath the
yeah,
thing.
I know, but just like even a little bit of text that comes up and says what we're fucking banging on about, but
Yeah.
possibility
Oh, that,
is
yeah,
I will
yeah.
try and figure
well,
out
the
this
possibility
Streamlabs thing,
is
'cause
like I'm
especially
hoping
also
that's
for
something that you
widgets
could
and
just
stuff to
fucking
do.
you could just type in just to allow people that are just dropping in to follow because
Yeah, yeah. You put
I
up
mean
like a
it would
subject
help
thing, like current subject
yeah
or whatever.
it would help me as well because then when I start fucking rambling I can go oh yeah oh yeah we were talking about Donald Trump weren't we yeah how did we get on to In Death Unchained.
Why are we talking about Homelander here? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why are we talking about Homelander? Because there's all that fucking show turned in. By the way, this is a VR podcast, right? But I'm just going to go on for a tangent and I'm going to link it. Right? So, The Boys, the game is probably the best TV show experience of that fucking show that you will get now. Because
Okay.
they've pissed it down the river. Because fucking Kripke is so brain damaged, he stuck a piece of wood up his nose and hammered it in. Because that's all he's done. It's like you've turned a show that was really good and had good source material into something garbage because of your own political fucking brain rot. Sort your brains out. You wasting your own money just to win a fucking Twitter argument, you twat. It's just fuck off. Like in the end of the day, The Boys, the trigger warning game is very simple. There's no RPG, there's no progression per se. You are going through a story, but the things you can do in it are enough fun to carry it through. It's not a multiple time playable game, but it's good. That's where I'll
Not
leave
the
that.
Stranger Things experience.
It's actually better than the Stranger Things experience because I can pop these twats head off. Oh, if
Come
you
on
want to talk
now.
about that devil, I'll leave
See,
devil to that one.
I picked up Stranger Things quite cheap, and I'm obviously a big Stranger Things fan. I'm a big Boys fan as well. I played the Boys. I got in touch with one of the various companies that I worked with, and got put in direct with because it's Sony who published that one, isn't it? Is it Sony?
I believe it's Sony. Yeah.
So I was like, game by Sony, because I didn't even know what it was. I was like, game by Sony, and then I downloaded basically a blank APK onto my phone, no title, no nothing, pressed on it, and it come up with the Boys. And I got a vertical slice of that game maybe year and a half ago, year ago, probably something like that, quite a long time ago. I got given a vertical slice, and I was creeping through a kind of office come laboratory environment, and it was looking good. It was well, I say looking good. It was looking all right. The gameplay was reasonably solid, but I did say to them in all of the bits and pieces I've done, like, if I appreciate this as a vertical slice, but there's got to be more to this game than what you have at the moment. It's a bit light, the combat's a bit shit, and but it's a vertical slice. It's just to show off parts of the game. Fuck me, the game that I played a year ago is what got released. I swear it is. I really do. It's the same thing.
Wait,
So
The Boys, you mean?
yeah.
Wait, so you didn't have the blade arms or any combat sort of versatility or
No, there
anything?
was no. So basically, you had all the telekine powers, all the telekinesis
Oh, right, okay.
side of things,
Okay.
but you didn't have the injecting and
Oh,
the
yeah, that
and
bit
the,
is
the arms and whatnot.
fantastic. Mixing it up is actually really good. The stealth part though, the stealth injector, it it defraud it well, it sort of makes the blades pointless. Because if you can break 3 people's necks in the time it takes for that injector to wear out, I killed an entire room. I think it was 5 people just by doing the snap neck quick time
Yeah, but
event.
you are supposed to be OP, aren't you? You have powers they don't.
Yes.
So
that
is part of the point.
The combat was worth it when I decided to just not go silent anymore. So jumping from silent straight into full-on combat was a lot of fun. The blades deflect bullets and they slice. Now, I think that's about as far as those buffs go. I think you only get the stealth thing and the blades thing. I don't think you get any other injectors from what I'm gathering so far. But I've only gone through 3 sections of it, so I'm looking forward to continuing.
I've got to be careful what I say, have an opinion. I can only go off of what I played previously, and it looks like the vertical slice that I played didn't even change. It was just that was, there was a lot of feedback given. I wasn't the only person that was doing it. I don't know, man. A lot of the times they ask for feedback, but they don't actually want it. So,
No,
and again, this is me getting jaded as well. The amount of times that I'm like, yeah, I'll put a couple of paragraphs in, but I'm not, you're not going to fucking listen. So, if your game fails, who fucking cares? But yeah, I have to be careful with what I say on the voice because I haven't actually played it, and I don't like having a strong opinion about something that I haven't physically played myself. However, I'm not blind. I have seen other people play it. I was watching Mac play it, and he just looked bored and depressed most of the way through
he wasn't playing it like me. He wasn't playing it like me. I was ninjaing the fuck out of that.
No, that's fine, but it sounds like the kind of game where it sounds like an atypical Poison Anubis game. You've been given the tools, now go and create your own fun.
Exactly,
whereas
yeah.
I like my experiences a little bit more crafted than that.
I told you he had OCD, but didn't I tell
you? No, look, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. If I want to use my fucking imagination and my brain power to entertain myself, I'll bust open my fucking box of Lego. When I'm playing a fucking computer game, I don't want Minecraft. I don't want to be given a sandbox and go and do what you want to do. I want that because that's for me part and parcel of it. That's not a game. I don't think. That isn't the definition of a game for me. Don't get me wrong. Some games can be fun in sandbox, but as an extra mode. That's why Blade and Sorcery. That's why Blade and Sorcery never appealed to me. Why Battle Talent originally never appealed to me. Both of those games have got roguelike or story modes or various bits and pieces now.
They actually have progression.
Fucking launching as that. It's come on, dude, you can do better than that. Your whole thing shouldn't be, sandbox and physics based. It's that should be all games. Straight off the bat, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, I see. So,
Underdogs is Underdogs is one of the best and worst culprits for this. I don't know. I think you've both played Underdogs.
I've got
Underdogs is a fantastic game. Excellent roguelike elements. Again, another roguelike. See, they know what's fucking coming.
It's a game for yardies.
It's really fucking good. It's really good.
It's a game.
Yes, I am a yardie then, obviously.
It's a game for the Londoner roadmen who like mechs.
That's the one thing that took a while to grow on me was the voice acting and that style into it. But the game was
the mumble rap. Don't forget the mumble rap. We all love the mumble rap.
Yeah, that goes straight off. The game was good enough, but then their next thing that they decided to do was not I basically said to the devs, Underdogs, fantastic game you've got here. More. Expand. More items, more arenas, more enemies, just more of everything that you've got. If you want to add stuff to the game, what do? Sandbox mode. Fuck off. The game's just come out. It needs more, and you're bringing a sandbox out straight away. For me, sandbox, people say, oh yeah, roguelike games. Oh yeah, they're just fucking lazy, aren't they? No, sandbox games. Sandbox games are lazy. Throw a load of assets into an arena.
See, now this is the reverse of what we used to have.
Have you ever played Beyond Sandbox?
No, I can't say I have. No, I can't say if I've ever played that piece.
One of your favourites, is it Ripper? No. Oh, please explain why.
But it's 16 times the detail. Todd Howard told me.
I unfortunately played it for a little bit too long, so I couldn't refund it. But so I'm stuck with it now. But
Oh, damn.
it's
At least you paid for it, so
very
you don't have to give them any
disappointing.
coverage.
I got
Yeah,
out just in time.
And sorry, 2 seconds. Neon lights. That's Wick, isn't it? Is that Wick, or is that not Wick?
No, that's not.
Oh,
no,
right,
that's
so
not Wick.
Sorry, Neon, misidentified you. I just wanted to quickly say, yeah. Also, yeah, fuck Star Trek Academy. Normally,
You didn't like the rainbow
normally,
puking.
I have to watch a thing, or I have to at least play a thing for me to think I have a valid opinion on it. Star Trek Academy.
What's wrong? Hold on a minute. You're being fucking mega sexist here. Hold on a minute.
Episode.
He's probably being sexist
Yeah,
here.
if me not liking Star Trek Academy is sexist.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What's wrong with a Klingon in a dress, you twat? What are you on about? Did you not like the Klingon in the dress? I thought he looked very dashing.
I didn't like fucking Alexander as a fucking time-traveling pussy, but we got that in Star Trek, didn't we? So, yeah.
Do you like what they did to the Doc? Because the actors fucking lost the plot, I swear on that. I tell you, he's lost the fucking plot.
Maybe that's part of the story he's supposed to go see now. But yeah, I do, it's it's like, oh, well, I'm not gay, but well, you've never had it up the arse, have you?
How would you know?
How would you know? Because there's some things I kind of know.
That's how the world works. How do you know if
is
you're
one of
gay?
them. But as far as VR is concerned, there's games that I would not go out of my way to play. I'm not going to fucking play Gorilla Tag. That game's not aimed.
Oh
at
God,
me.
no.
And I'm sure I wouldn't find it fun anyway. Yeah. Did you get mobbed by fucking children?
If it's not accessible, I can't play.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Carry on. Fuck Star Trek Academy, but yeah, carry on. And fuck a lot of the newer Star Trek that have come out recently as well. Fuck them.
You don't know, but you just know. You do.
I just think it's awesome.
Voyager, it's just fucking gone downhill.
Today's a good day.
I was really fucking keen on that Star Trek Section 31 because Section 31 is something that's barely covered in the Star Trek universe, and I love the fucking concept. And what I saw in Deep Space Nine of Section 31, they are the fucking dirty hands of the Federation. Yes. What? The Federation's got a dirty hand? Fucking tell me more. Not fucking, space rogues traveling around the galaxy. Fuck that noise.
What's that? It's going to be a heist movie. You son of a bitch. I'm in.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I'm in. Fuck that.
That's all that
could have been.
Was.
Section 31 could have been such a great series, but yeah. And again, I haven't watched it. That one, I'm tempted to watch a couple of episodes just so I can go fuck that. Like, what's that? The Acolyte. I did watch all of The Acolyte just so I could go fuck off.
A Padawan could outfight a knight.
Yeah, there were elements of it that weren't too bad, but for me, they were trying to change too much about something that I really do like, which is the whole Sith and the
Porky Addimundi.
Yeah,
Porky Addimundi, man.
Adding on to the song as well, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. It's never been about that. It's about the power of fucking two.
You know the Force is a thread that you stick up your ass and floss out your mouth until you die of flossing yourself to death.
Apparently so. And then, if there's a way you can make money out of that flossing, well, you just go right ahead.
Power's only for those who are allowed to wield it, you fucking narcissistic, feministic twatholes. I'm sorry.
I can't remember what you were talking about, boys. Please do carry on.
What are we on about now?
Yeah,
no,
we totally agree.
We need a full reset of everything, to be honest with you. We need Disney to stop. And we need the Amazon to stop. We need them all to stop, but that's irrelevant to the gaming. So
we just need to wait for
I don't know, because it's affecting
this
the gaming
Warhammer
too.
40k fucking machine rolling, and then hopefully, if that comes out the way that he wants it to, that's going to piss a lot of people off. I mean,
to be fair, if VR fails, we can always just all sit down happily and play mixtape.
Mixtape?
I think that. Oh yeah, if you've not heard of Mixtape Devil, you need to have a look on this, my friend. This is probably how do I explain this? So this is a game movie made by billionaires who have an idea of what they think the 90s was like, even though they never existed in the 90s. That sort of thing.
These are failed people that have
It's
failed at everything else in life, mate. That have somehow.
oh god, it's
yeah,
a
they've just failed
billion
at
dollar
everything, so they've
indie
made
game.
something else that is just trash. So
Take that into account. $1 billion indie game.
Nice. Yeah, I think it stopped becoming indie past the probably 1 million point, I would imagine.
You expect it to be about 200 quid and a fucking failed quick starter, you know, it's just bullshit, mate. You expect that like a shoestring fucking budget and a hope and a prayer is what you expect on that shit, not fucking billions of dollars on something that no one's gonna remember in 6 months' time.
I don't even fucking know about it.
And I don't even know who you are. That's
mate.
2 references you've used in this one stream, and I'm loving it. First, it was for me. It was just a Tuesday, and this one was I don't know who you are. And on that,
no, that was all me. Nothing to do with Thanos. What are you talking
I'm
about?
gonna have to go, unfortunately, because we've definitely run a bit over the time that we were planning. Now,
yeah, no worries. Cool. Well, thank you for those that have been watching and putting up with us just rambling, because this is kind of warped away from what we were planning on doing.
No, we did it. We achieved our goal.
It now works. We now know that it works. So
just got to get it working better.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's working. I think it's working fine. Yeah, as I said, I'd like to see about doing it more regular, but keeping the timing down on it.
Yeah.
But if we can't do it more regular, then we just have these.
I mean,
mega fucking podcasts spread across 3 episodes.
Hell yeah, bro. And for anybody who's watching at home, either now or later on, tell us what you think about these games. What are your thoughts on any of these? Have you tried them yourself? Are you interested in trying them? Or maybe you've got games to suggest to us. Just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. And I would like to leave you guys with something before you go, though, as well.
Ooh, delish.
Had a mad random thought earlier when we were talking. If you could take any flat screen game and have it made into VR, what would it be? And that's what we're going to leave it on, and what you need to bring to the next episode.
Cool. Okay. Do you have to have a whole thing for this?
I'll have a better think about it then, but it's definitely going to be fucking one of the ye olde Microsoft Windows XP X-wingy TIE Fighter-y type thing. But I'll have a think about which one. A proper thing.
I was going to say ET on the Amstrad, but yeah, we can go with that.
ET. mate, they just found some of those buried in like a landfill somewhere.
Okay, yeah. One of the worst games ever made back in that era as well. It was renowned.
Yeah, so Team Beef, if you're listening.
So yeah, Team Beef, we'd love a port of that terrible atrocity. Max Payne wouldn't be bad, you know.
I like that.
Although technically, that's already Hard Bullet. Although we'd need Hard Bullet with a story.
Well, it's in the works, isn't it, with the city mode?
Oh, damn. See, that's all right. I'm going to leave that one until our next one, because I actually have a game of that ilk that I'd like to discuss about, but we've run out of time now. So,
excited.
Yes, we'll talk about that next time.
Like it, Neon. Yes. Until next time, my friends. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Lover boys,
the Nubis leaving at the bottom.
Hello,
Silver Tongue Devil, and then myself, the UK of you Whip, and we'll be back again very soon. Thank you all for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.